Here we go, here we go. Oh wow, I did not realize how dirty this is until now. Hi friends, how are you? It's been a hot minute, hasn't it? So things that happened a few weeks ago that led to a certain family member of mine being hospitalized has been worked out. He is home now. Even though I had part of a lot of that time to record, I just didn't. I was cleaning and doing this and doing that, and so I pretty much let myself fall by the wayside. I thought, oh, I'll start recording late at night, and then I realized, no, I don't have time to record late at night. I'm exhausted. So I really just need to get in the habit of recording every day, even for just half an hour. Get it done, get it recorded, go. And so part of it realized I gotta figure out, one is to get back into just doing that. Just record every day, one episode a day, and then I won't be falling behind. It'd be super duper easy. So that's just mean I need to be better of that. I've been saying I need to be better, but now I'm like, no, I need to be better. Anything else I wanted to say? No, I'm just sorry that my videos have been falling so behind. Of course, we're almost nearing the end of, Sound Euphonium. Obviously, I'm going to be reacting to the movies. I haven't figured out what order. I do know. I think I'm going to do Listen to Bluebird last. Just because it's so different from the others. And then I'll do the finale, even though it says it doesn't matter or it does matter. I'm like, oh, whatever. But yeah, whatever. I'm going to do that last because it's so different. There are two movies that I will be reacting to. One will be related to some series I've reacted to. One's a separate movie that will be premiering in the latter half of this latter half of April. At least for my Patreon supporters, they're gonna get it in April. You guys might get it in May. We'll see how that goes. Anything else to add? No. I'm just gonna be really quick with the intro and to say, hey, if you're watching on YouTube, there's no sound, partial images. But you can follow along on YouTube. There's a countdown timer. Sometimes I pause during the halfway point. I don't have a countdown timer for that. It is what it is. Without further ado, let's dive in. Oh, I totally forgot about this drama. Which is something I think was discussed with her by one of the leaders. By me, by Tanaka herself, like, I think I'm gonna need you to play. Yeah, when I was watching the season, I was like, what drama could they possibly introduce? Oh, a drama that takes away one of their best players. Yeah, I'm fairly certain this intro originally started with it in black and white, and now that they've gotten past that level, what was it? Not nationals, regionals, that it's all in color now. I haven't had anything else to say. I do love this anime. It does make me miss playing my saxophone and my other instruments. I have all these instruments, and a few years ago I just kind of stopped playing them. I haven't played them at all. I haven't touched them in years, a couple years now. And it's like, it's not, I mean, I'm wasting all of this stuff that I have, like, by not playing it. Instruments are meant to be touched, meant to be played. That's how not being played actually degrades them pretty quickly. So, but I'm like, there's this and this and this and this I gotta do, and I'm like, I need to it's a little too much. But yeah, it's just about not wasting time, learning to just be productive, and I do waste a lot of time. Mm. Mm. Episode 9, Sound Euphonium. Wow. Right. Of course I got it right. Kumiko's mad that she didn't tell her. She realized that she never answered her. Oh, this ties it all together and makes us realize that this has been her worry since the beginning. Someone commented about that too. Mm. He listened to it and returned it. Not in a room. Her room's a mess. Ooh, interesting. Oh, that's kind of depressing. I will. She brought his other woodwind friend in. Oh no. Oh, oh. What's this little note? Santa. Steam buns are not gonna change the tides. She's trying to say that her meddling actually kind of improved things. There's something about Kumiko that just affects people. I think he's not ready. Yeah, she does. And she knows she's not quite ready yet. She has a lot to grow. A lot of growing to do. In her mind, she doesn't want Alan to bring the brand down either. And it's sweet how such confidence they have in her. Oh, it's sweet to see them all hanging out together. It's super cute. They all in second years play. And the Kaiwari's a third year. She's not. She's alright, there is. Hmm. Would it be creepy? Hmm. Asuka's her mask is a lot more in place over the years. It's kind of hardened. Oh, that man works hard. She's Reina's like so like. Gosh, she does have like a major crush on him. Jeez. Mm. That's her upperclassman, but she is. At least she knew he was married. Hmm. Hmm. But she's the one that, yeah. The really tides have turned kind of quickly because of this. Hmm. They both had their own things that are going on in their head. That reaction of Reina, like, the. I love the visualizations of like when someone like you have a crush on touches you, that kind of electricity. I mean, obviously she's still going to school. She's just not going to band. Yeah, it doesn't go though. Hmm. Yeah, this was like us. Well, probably like a half-hour walk home. Or I guess a little bit more than that then. I have huge feet. Your feet do not look very big. Cute, cute. She would have had to go to Bear where she lived, and then bring them to school, and then give them to her. That was a very forward and intimate thing. Very often, someone ties your shoes for you. She knows what's going on. She's also incredibly observant. She's so hard to read. Oh, I like Asuka's home. It's old school. Mm. But there's a lot of books about euphonium, aren't they? Oh, they're cute. Oh. Yeah. Mm. Mm. She's so cute. I love that. I guess she's at least sitting like that for long periods of time. More of that. Mm. Oh. So that's the intro to Euphonium book. Oh. He used to be my dad? Mm. Mm. A baby? So more than just probably a few years in their marriage, too. Mm. In front of people, yeah. Maybe that's why he divorced her. Maybe. Her mom. Oh, look at this framing. You're not gonna really find this much dialogue in kids in Americans. This whole thing about responsibility and debt and all that. It's not really talked about too much. Those cookies look delicious. Mmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There are parents like that in every country across the world. He sent it to her. Oh, baby Asuka. That woman. Her grades said. Mm. We see her play by herself all the time. She is happy. Oh, wow. Hmm. Oh, her dad's one of the judges. Oh, wow. Have her dad hear her play. That's why we couldn't quite read her. The idea of her being selfish was weird for us to wrap our head around. Why, this is the most honest Asuka's ever been. She didn't actually go up to talk to her, huh? It's a beautiful sound. Hmm. I wonder if he wrote that song just for her. Going forward. Oh, forward. I know. She is going forward today. She's being very honest, not coy like she usually is. Spot is very fun to play by river because the acoustics and the waters and all that just make it kind of perfect for sound to travel. Excuse me. It's good. Oh, he's so good. You're being weird. You sure you're funny? Euphonium-ish kidder. Because she knew she'd get it. It's sweet and real and honest. Yeah. There's also something quite intimate about listening to somebody play. Or having someone play for you. Isn't that how the episode ends? I think he wrote this for his daughter. I think this represents his love for her. Mm. It's ripped open. Hmm. Interesting about that episode, there was no resolution to the conflict. None whatsoever. Absolutely no resolution. We don't know if Asuka's coming back to the band. That was it. Absolutely no resolution. But I think that's really what slice of life, animes are really excellent at. Is even though the plot doesn't move forward, and even though maybe we didn't get the resolution we were looking for, we get insight into these characters. And that's really where some of my favorite episodes of slice of life animes happen. Yes, the episode where they were competing and when it was like, did they get it? Did they not get it? Did they win? Those episodes are a lot of fun. Oh gosh. But it's really the episodes where we get these beautiful insights into these characters that become some of our favorites. Learning about Asuka's past and who her dad is and the troubles she has with her mom, and even though she doesn't really hate her mom, she kind of does a little bit. There's that bitterness inside of her, and she's struggling with like her mom raising her, and her kind of owing her mom, and sort of the idea of that, that's kind of why her grades did slip a little bit, and it kind of really put her mom into a spiral, and that's why she was saying, like, are you doing this to spite me, and just stuff like that. I'm so washed out. Gosh darn it. But we have, for the first time ever, Asuka's honest. Like, what we're getting is what she's thinking. And she's being clear. She seems at ease. Like, she's right. Like, and I can't, it's crazy. You can tell in the animation. That's how good this animation is. When she's smiling, you can tell a difference between the smiles at school, which is kind of hiding something, and her just being at ease and a genuine sweet smile. Like, that's how good animation this is you can tell there's a difference. You're like, what? I mean, this episode was filled with some really great moments. The moment of Asuka and kind of the visualization of that kind of electricity that you feel when someone you have a crush on touches you, even incidentally, just like grabbing the keys. That's all he was doing. It was very innocent, but just sends that electricity to you. And I always talk about there's a difference between physics and anime physics, and then even like KyoAni physics. Obviously in real life, like our hair doesn't really raise and do all of that, but that's what we've come to learn, and it's been established in animes. When that electricity goes up, you'll see it. So there's always that over exaggeration of that. I had to go handle something. I totally forgot what I was talking about. Oh, KyoAni physics. But I do love those moments in animation when you see the characters. When you see that moment, where you're just like, oh wow, Kosuke really does have a really intense crush on him. Because we do see these moments where, like, Reina's a little jealous here, and she has these other moments here, but seeing that reaction, which personally, you can't control that electricity, it's like it just happens, you're like, dang it. It's kind of that confirmation, like, oh wow, she really has a major crush on him. It's totally there. And then those moments when she's herself, but like, kind of creepy with Kumiko, when she says she'll like take that mask off of her or peel it off. She always wears it the weirdest way. But that little bit of doubt when it comes to Asuka's mask, and she's like, I'm not sure, because the kind of relationship she has with Kumiko and how Kumiko is, she can she can get kind of eventually to the root of Kumiko, and Kumiko is honest to a fault when she just, because we see this other things, she blurts things out sometimes. She doesn't really filter it. She doesn't lie. She is incredibly honest, and there is also that in her, that deep love for the Euphonium, and I like how she said, I've never met someone who's so euphonium-ish. She goes, is it a compliment? These little moments of where we're like, wait a minute, what? What are you saying? But with that, with Reina and with Kumiko and their interactions, um, and kind of how playful she is with Kumiko, and she we've kind of established through bits and pieces that she is fine with the others and she hangs out with them. She's learned to like connect with them via Kumiko, but there's something special about Kumiko that she has this great relationship with. There's something special about her that did kind of help bring about, you know, Missouri and I forget the other woman's name. Make that kind of fix that relationship, and her involvement has kind of improved things in one way or another and caused some interesting developments, and I like that. And so they're trying to tell her like, don't underestimate what you're able to do, but when it comes to Asuka's mom, I think she's out of her depth. But I love that moment where Asuka was just honest. Like everything she's been holding back, and I don't even know if Kiori knows this stuff. Everything she's been holding back, she kind of lets out. And so we see her be so at ease and actually fully honest for the first time. And sometimes, I mean, we even saw in summer camp, even when Asuka's honest, sometimes she's still holding things back. But this was the first time she was at ease and honest, and what you see is what you were getting. And yeah, Kumiko was super forward this episode. Rita was too. There was a lot of really boldness and going on with these characters in terms of their interactions with each other. There's what makes this episode great is all the little pieces of like Kumiko saying Reina, because Reina was like kind of like in a daze over just how cute she probably thought Taki was, and she kind of saw that picture, and I guess she didn't know that he was married, and maybe a little I'm curious about that picture. And there was just what's great about slice of life, like I said, anime is that when you have episodes like this where there's no plot moving forward, but it's filled with so many rich, good character interactions. And there's other anime studios that are really great at this too, but there is, because of the directors and the writers, there is something about the KyoAni animations that they give you so much visually, so you do, even without the character speaking, you kind of know what the character's kind of thinking almost to a degree. But they're also so good at taking what's being written on the light novels and stuff, that when you look at Reina, Asuka, you can't read her. Like, you can read Kumiko really easily. You can even read Reina's a little hard to read, but at the same time you kind of can read her. But you can't read Asuka, and that just speaks to how good the writers and the animators are. When you're watching a cartoon and you can tell when what a character is feeling and thinking, and when you can't tell what a character is feeling and thinking, and that's very impressive writing, and character design and directing and all of that when it's so good. I've said this before, I'll say it again, I'll end on this note, that if you're doing a class or talking about great storytelling, about good examples of showing versus telling, first of all, if you want a more grounded approach, use anything by KyoAni. They any of their stuff, especially the stuff where they get to do their original animation style versus copying style. I guess K-on's an example. They did that. They copied that style because that was a manga, versus Violet Evergarden and Sound Euphonium, which are light novels. But they are an excellent example of showing versus telling. And then telling when you need to tell. Because you can't do that all the time. But also in terms of just creativity and what you can do within certain parameters. KyoAni has like this anime has its particular physics about what it will and won't do with the hair, the eyes, all that. And then with Mob Psycho 100, that has its own set of physics and its own set of kind of designs and character stuff. And a lot of them are kind of the basics across the board, what I said, like with the hair raising and the kind of like electricity going up the back. Different animation studios will do it differently, and sometimes the same, but it doesn't. And then it's just really cool how each studio and each writer and each individual has their own style, and because of that style, as long as the styles stay consistent, as long as the rules of the world stays consistent, then you have this great ability to tell your story. I'm rambling now. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry this was so late. We have 4 episodes left, then the movies. I can't promise you I'll finish them up by April, probably not, but I will try to finish these all by the end of May, and then we can dive into K-On! Finally, because we should be on K-On! By now, to be honest. We really should. And then, of course, because of the voting, we have seen that once I'm finished Mob Psycho 100, we are going to dive into Demon Slayer, which will be very different from both My Hero Academia and Mob Psycho. And then, of course, my brothers encouraged me to react to Spy Family, which I will eventually, just not yet. I'm probably gonna wait. If I do a while it's airing reaction, I've decided I usually wait about when the season's halfway through, because I don't want to be a source of piracy from foot reactions. That's kind of a rule that oh gosh, I'm getting washed out. Oh dear. That's kind of a rule that Tibu has set for himself, and how I do animes is really, it's totally fashioned after him, because I think the way he does it is great. And I like how he does it, and I'm like, you know what, that works really well for me, and I'm going to keep doing it that way. Of course, he doesn't pause the halfway points I do, which makes some people mad, but whatever, it is what it is. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your enemies, and I'll see you next time.